This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padres fans? Wow, what a game. What a win for your Padres today. Let me get this right for you. Come on now. We just had this StreamYard. Let's roll this. There we go. Make sure we got this right. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Welcome to your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And man, oh man, I wish I was down in the gas lamp right now. Not the nicest day, a little cloud cover, things like that. But what a win by the Padres today. And I know it's against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Look, the Pirates' rotation's pretty good. Even with missing Skeens, their starters, really impressive, right? But a comeback win for the ages today. And I say for the ages because their bats had been so silent. The sounds of silence were deafening, right? And then today they get the big comeback win from down 4-1. They lose Gavin Sheets. We don't know for how long. He ran face first into the wall on a Pirates homer, but Randy Vasquez implodes after Manny Machado gives him an early lead, and the Padres still manage to stay locked in. Their bullpen keeps them in the game, and then the script flips a little bit as the bats start to come to life. The Pirates bullpen implodes. Padres win at 6-4, erase the stain of yesterday's loss, take 2 out of 3 in the series, and get set for a crucial stretch of games that begins with a 7-game road trip from hell against the Giants, 4 in San Fran, and then the red-hot Milwaukee Brewers. Hopefully they cool down by then. They have won 7 in a row. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, @JimGrease_. I am here every single game, right after the game, for the Padres POSTCAST and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We're free on YouTube, free on Roku, free on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get your podcast. Myself and Javier Arraez, we share the channels, we share the love, we share the audience, and we rise together as we have all year. All of us, with the Padres winning and being in the thick of things in the NL West, albeit with a huge stretch coming up. Giants, Dodgers, Diamondbacks. I have to call them the Diamondbacks so I can call them the D-Bags. You know the drill. But man, oh man, some separation forthcoming in the NL West, and we really find out what the Padres can do with this team. I still say they need to make moves. That's more for Javi day in and day out. I'm here for the POSTCAST. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and very happy to have you with us. Thank you for making us your first watch or listen every day on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day, and we have got a lot to do in a short time to do it in right here on your Sunday, first day of June 2025. Padres POSTCAST, let's roll.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Oh, man, where do we even start? What a win for the Pods, the comeback kids today. And I am going a little bit crazy on this one because it was a tough victory. You know what I'm saying? It was not easy. They scratched, they clawed. And, hey, if you're not swinging the stick, draw the walk. Look at Fernando Tatis Jr. in that big 8th inning for the Padres. Tati really not, and I'm sorry, it's the 7th inning, not the 8th, but Tati hit 183 in the month of May. Couldn't wait to see it go. And 0 for today, but he walks and ends up scoring in the big inning where they take the lead. And, you know, he hit 183 in May after hitting a scorching 450 in the 5 games of March. And then in April, he hit like 383, something like that. And then all of a sudden in May, Fernando didn't hit at all. So we haven't gotten the red hot Tati party month yet either from Fernando. That's coming. Manny had a pretty good month, real good game today, but a big, big win for the Padres. Again, they storm all the way back from a 4-1 deficit, and it started early in this game with Randy Vasquez. He was all right the first couple of innings, and he was, you know, literally matching pitch for pitch, and it was a nice start for the Pirates again today. You know, first Mitch Keller and then Bailey Falter, and then Andrew Haney was terrific today at one point, retiring 13 in a row as he faltered, though, late in the game in the 6th inning. And, you know, they might have had a little bit of a quick hook for him, but the Pirates bullpen did not do them any favors today. Their rotation's been good. Their offense has not, and we'll see what happens moving forward with the Padres. But, again, the Pirates starters, they don't have good win-loss records, and Skeens is their ace, obviously, maybe the best starter in baseball. I said maybe. Put him on a great team, and we'll see. I mean, look at his numbers. I mean, really look at his numbers and then talk to me. Love to see Skeens come here in a trade. But these other guys, too, you know, Falter and Keller and Haney, these are good starters, and the Padres hitters pros that they are, working counts. They drew 4 walks in the 7th inning when a 4-2 deficit became a 6-4 lead. And that was a lot of it on the Pirates relief pitchers, but we've seen it with Jason Adam. We've seen it with Robert Suarez. Not today, we didn't, but we've seen it with those guys this year as well. Again, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Come on in. Say what's up to your boy. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. If you're watching on YouTube live right now, we can do it live in the chat room. Also, make sure, please, that you smash that subscribe. We are family. Yeah. I got all my brothers, my sisters, and everybody else with me. So let's rise, baby, as we do it all summer long with the Pods. Could be a historic season. Maybe it'll even be the one where they finally pop the corks in the locker room, in the clubhouse after the final game of the season. Who knows? We shall see. But they've got a lot of work to do in a jacked NL West in the National League as well. So come on in, say hi, smash that subscribe, and ring that bell. I love to sing, but I'm happy. So you ring the bell right there too. That way you get alerts when we come your way with more content. Javi and me. But Vasquez, you know what I mean? He made it through just 3 1/3 innings today. 4 earned runs, 6 hits, walked 3, struck out 3. So the bullpen really had to carry the load today. Manny made it 1-zip Padres early in this game. And, thankfully Manny has been hitting the ball pretty well lately. And, it's the gamer, the pro, everything, all the above for Manny Machado. And I took meticulous notes like I do every game. And, one of my notes just says Manny equals pro. And Manny equals pro's pro, So on a day where Morejon gets the win, Rainey gets the loss. Tanner Rainey was terrible, walked 3 hitters in the 7th. And Robert Suarez, a 1-2-3 9th, following up Adams' 1-2-3 8. Suarez gets the save. Adam gets the hold. So 1 run in the bottom of the first. Manny, why you bugging? Smashes the solo homer to get the Pods on the board, number 7 on the season. Ironically, Manny also gave them the lead at 5-4. So 2 go-ahead hits for Manny Machado in this game, and that's why I call him a pro's pro, man. He comes through when the chips are down, baby. And Fernando, by the way, is all the way down to 265 after the 0 for 3 today, and the 183 average in May. When are we going to start talking, Javi, about the struggles of our franchise player? This is real. This is real with Fernando right now, but he still finds a way to impact the game. Defensively with the arm, obviously the speed, stealing bases, walked and scored in that big 7th inning today. So Manny gave him the lead 1-zip. The Pirates ended up scoring 3 in the top of the 3rd. And in the top of the 3rd inning, you know what I mean? It just was rough, man. It was rough. Andrew McCutchen, a 2-run homer off Randy Vasquez. It was the first hit of the game allowed by Vasquez, made it 2-1. O'Neal Cruz had walked and stolen second, which he did his first 2 at-bats today. Not sad to see him go. Boy, is he a tough leadoff guy, right? Like an Elly De La Cruz, not quite. And then you got, of course, Fernando and Acuna, who are different breeds with the power and everything else and all the tools, the MVP abilities. But as far as pure old school leadoff dudes, man, Cruz is pretty good. His average sucks at 227, but he's got to bring that way up. But on the bases, he is literally, and he draws a lot of walks, 3 walks today. On-base percentage matters more than batting average for a leadoff hitter. You know what I'm saying? Getting on base and scoring runs matter more than how many hits you have. It's not always how you get on base. It's just getting on base and getting it done. Then with 2 down, Spencer Harwitz doubles off the left field wall. You know what I mean? Gavin Sheets takes a bad angle on the ball. More on him in a minute. And then he scores. Harwitz does on Brian Hayes. He just hit one out into center field, knocked him in. And then a beautiful play by Merrill hits Manny, the cutoff man, who then gets him in a rundown and throws to Arraez for the tag. A beautiful play by Manny. Knew he couldn't do anything about the run that had already scored. You know what I'm saying? To make it 3-1. So Manny, why you bugging? Makes a great and alert defensive play. Again, case in point, Manny equals pro. That was another pro play and a beautiful play by Manny Machado. And the Pods made several today. Martin Maldonado jumped out from behind the dish and made a beautiful play on a slow roller up the third base line as Wandy Peralta pitched out of a 1-out bases loaded jam that Vasquez left him that mess, and he cleaned it up. Beautiful job by him, as well as Morejon and David Morgan in between was great. Then, of course, Adam and Suarez. Finally, do you guys remember the last time they each went 1-2-3 and looked dominant? Because I haven't seen it in a long damn time. But I was happy to see it today. And I don't care if it was against the Pirates, it just wasn't. Now, here's one thing, too. Adam Frazier leads off the 4th inning with a solo homer for the Pods to make it 4-1, for the Pirates, rather. And so for the Bucks. So here's where things got really, I mean, the ball is a line drive. It was a wall scraper, might have hit the top of the wall and gone over, but Gavin Sheets racing back to make the play. Again, not a left fielder. They're trying to solve the riddle out there. Hayward's on the IR. I'd love to never see him again. Sorry, dude. It is what it is. And then, and I like Hayward as a pro's pro, but come on, adios, right? He and Lockridge bench player, Tyler Wade, same thing. Let's see what we have there. Maybe one of those guys sticks on the roster if you make a run late, but I don't even know. I just know that the Padres are trying everything they can in left field, and Sheets is not the answer out there. Almost killed himself on this home run, running face first into the wall. So we hope Gavin's okay. Haven't seen word yet from the Pods, and, just unfortunate that Gavin Sheets was able to, unable to make that play, but even more unfortunate that he literally smashed face first into the wall. And this is after he took the bad angle on the ball by Horwitz. Getting a jump on a ball is one of the hardest things you can ever do, especially at that level with the spin on the ball, the pitches, the exit velo, and the angles and the spin. And wow, you know what I mean? So it really is it's an art, and they make it major league outfielders look so easy time and time again. And then when you see a guy out there like Sheets, and he barely took the bad angle, wrong angle, and runs into the wall. He's not even terrible out there, but it's like he's better than 99% of the people in the world would be. But I'll say this, when you're not an outfielder and you're not used to getting jumps on those balls like that, it can be dangerous a little bit. And we saw that today. It can be dangerous for both the team and the pitchers, obviously giving up runs, and for your own personal health and safety, apparently. So, big scare for the crowd there, but, you load the bases with one out as Tommy Pham and Connor Falefa singled, and Cruz walks for the third time. Bases loaded, one out. Here comes Wandy in for Vasquez. To me, this is a huge turning point in this game, and Wandy comes in, strikes out McCutchen, who's red hot, smoking the ball all weekend long, and that's when Maldonado made that play to get Brian Reynolds, that slow roller up the third base line, end of the inning, and he got him by a step. A catcher who can spring out from behind the dish like that, man, and make a perfect throw to get him by a half a step. If you get a chance to watch that play, and we don't have the rights to show the footage, one of the reasons we can say what we want and get away with it, but what a play by Maldonado if you get a chance to see that. So that play there by Maldonado, the play earlier where Manny cut the ball off and got the 8-5-3, got him in the rundown, the 8-5-3 to end the inning after the RBI. And that was really amazing too. So when you look at it, some tremendous plays for the Pods today as they were able to win this game. But again, just unbelievable. And I cannot stress to you how important this game was today. I cannot stress to you how badly this would have sucked had they lost this game. You guys know it, right? But I'm saying I can't emphasize it enough, because you're going on the road 4 in San Fran. You swept them in a 2-gamer earlier this year at home. That's a huge division series, right? Because of the win today, you're up a game on them, okay? You're up a game overall, and the percentages and win-loss columns, a little difference, but you're up a game, okay? As opposed to being tied going to that series. So they have to beat you twice now to take a 1-game lead, which basically means they have to win 3 out of 4. And if they don't, the worst you can do is, you know what I'm saying, is go out of there with a 1-game lead, maybe a tie. So that's going to be important. And then you go to Milwaukee, play 3 over the weekend. That team is red hot. Oh, to the top. We are red hot. And then, of course, you got after that, the Dodgers coming to town, a bunch of games against the Dodgers and D-bags. You got 7 against the Dodgers. You got a Diamondback series. Crazy, loco. Who you trying to get crazy with this? Don't you know I'm loco? A lot of that coming up. Big time schedule, though. And with this offense having struggled the way that it has been with runners in scoring position, that obvious glaring lack of a big time bat in the middle of the lineup. And sorry to Manny and Merrill, they need someone huge in between them at this point. I think I can be sold on Manny as a 3 and Merrill as a 5, or flip-flop them. And then you give me a 4, like a real stud in this game with Fernando in the leadoff spot. And then, of course, no lefty starter. And then, of course, now you got Diggy down with the King on the IL, and you never know with the shoulder and a pinch. No. This is not good. It's dangerous. Now, there's no chance, and I've seen it with Javi on the podcast, Locked On Padres podcast, there's no chance of moving Cease now. So to get a stud lefty, you're kind of going to be there now with Morejon. You're kind of going to be there now with him being your guy out of the bullpen, your number 1 lefty in tough situations with Yuki, Matsui. They've both been good, but are they Tanner Scott? is anybody Tanner Scott, a lefty like that. So you know what I'm saying. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Got to hit a break, come back, and wrap up the show. We got to tell you about one of California's favorite things to do. It's food, and we love them. You know this, man. It's Padres Postcast. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. 6-4 Pods beat the Pittsburgh Pirates and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Biggest comeback win of the season for the Pods in terms of the scope and magnitude of this game. You did not want to be having lost 2 in a row going into that Giants series. You did not want to be tied with the Giants in the standings and you're further down from the Dodgers. You didn't want any of those things as this stretch comes up. So you're firmly entrenched only by a game in second place, but fine. I mean, it's better than being tied, and they would have even been behind on percentage points, I believe, having gone into it. But 1 in the first from Machado's homer, 1 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. We'll break down those scoring outbursts and tell you how it happened. When we come back, we'll give you the star of the game. We'll give you the turning point. Again, 6-4 Padres, 8 hits to 7, and no errors in this game. And a win over the Pirates. They win now 2 out of 3. Ain't bad against Pittsburgh. Get set to go on the road and face the Giants. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Padres Postcast and Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. What a wonderful world. If you're looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious, crack into a great source of protein with wonderful pistachios. That's right, pistachios. One of our favorite pastimes, eating pistachios, right? Wonderful pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1-ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. Personally, I love the no-shells variety. Just keep popping them in. Perfect grab-and-go snack for busy days. Whether I'm snacking at my desk, I'm on a road trip, or I just need a quick protein boost, they're always my go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are a classic favorite. You know what I'm saying? Rip them open, right? I love that Wonderful Pistachios is a complete protein. All 9 essential aminos. Pack them in, right? Sun's out, guns out. Summertime, baby. How these little green wonders pack so much for protein punch is beyond me. I love it. No shells. Wonderful Pistachios are great for the grab-and-go ease. And again, the satisfying of opening each shell. It's like snack meditation. You ever try to do it with one hand, nails on each side? It's kind of fun, too. So whether you're running between meetings or dropping off the kids, I know I'm bored sometimes. What can I say? Wonderful Pistachios are the snack that works as hard as you do. So get snacking, get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more about Wonderful Pistachios on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, San Diego-ish. It's actually San Diego SH1, the number 1 T. Shout him out there. And then Jerry Bajek coming on in. So San Diego-ish says, let's go, baby. Jerry Bajek, I hope I'm saying that right. Or Bajek says, dude, you were losing it. Oh, come on. We know what you were saying. We know what you mean. We know you want to be called Grease. Just give us meat and potatoes. All right, Jerry, what kind of meat and what kind of potatoes do you want, man? Beggars, choosers. You know what I'm saying? You're the beggar and you're being choosy. So tell me what you want, man. Hop it on in there and I'll give it to you. But a wonderful comeback victory is what it is for the Padres. They took the lead on Manny's homer in the bottom of the first inning, and it was 1-0. And Randy Vasquez is on cruise control, right? You go to the third inning, and things started to kind of fall apart for the Padres there. In the top of the third inning for the Pirates with Vasquez on the mound, and it's, a ground out, but it's a walk. And it's O'Neal Cruz. What does he do? He steals second. Close play at the bag, right? And then McCutchen, who's red hot, pounds a 2-run homer. It's 2-1. Vasquez starts to lose it a little bit. A ground rule double for Horwitz. A bad angle on the ball from Sheets. Maybe he could have caught it. Maybe not. And then Hayes singles to center. Horwitz is coming plateward and scores there to make it 3-1. But then Hayes gets thrown out, caught in the rundown, the 8-5-3. Manny Machado on the cutoff does a beautiful job, runs right at him, throws it over to Arraez. That's all done. Meanwhile, Haney's in the middle of a stretch of retiring 13 Padres in a row, so they're doing nothing. Fast forward, top of the fourth, Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Well, not exactly. Downtown goes Frazier with a shot to left center. Wall scraper, you know what I mean? And Gavin Sheets ran face first into that wall. almost knocked himself out, stayed down for a while. He came off the field. We don't have an update on him yet, but keep watching and listening to Javier Arraez with Locked On Padres podcast day in and day out, and you will get your 411 on all that as well. And they've had a lot of injury troubles this season, right? The Padres have, but trying desperately to find anything to work out there in left field and wanting to keep Sheets in the lineup with his red hot bat. Had homered 5 times in the last week. Is this okay with you in the chat room? Say this is where a little bit better for you, I hope. And so in the fourth, the Padres go 1-2-3 again. Fifth, Wandy comes back out, and that was really huge, by the way. I just want to shout out Wandy because he walks Cruz to load the bases with the 2 runners who are already the responsibility of Vasquez, who were left on when Wandy Peralta came in the game. But then huge strikeout, huge point in the game, strikes out McCutchen, and then Reynolds dribbles one up the third base line. Martin Maldonado hops out, beautiful play to first to make the out there. And then 1-2-3 for Wandy. And so here we go. Fast forward into the bottom of the 6th inning. Fernando flies out. Arraez doubles to left with 1 out. And then Manny strikes out swinging. So there you go. 2 away. Merrill with the double to right scores Arraez. And then Tyler Wade is retired on a flyout. It's 4-2. Chip, 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 chip. Meanwhile, David Morgan comes out and did a really great job in relief, as did Adrian Morejon, who picks up the win. And they keep hold. And eventually here come the Padres, right, with a lot of help from the Pirates bullpen. Here's the biggest point in the game right here. Bogaerts walks. Cronenworth flies out. Iglesias walks. Diaz pinch hit single RBI. He was 0 for 12 as a pinch hitter before that this season. Fernando draws a 4-pitch walk. Loads the bases. Ferguson comes in for Rainey for the Pirates. Arraez with a single to left. Iglesias scores. Machado sacrificed fly to left. And Diaz scores. Arraez tied it. Machado gave him the lead, and then Wade with an infield single that hit the pitcher. It went up in the air. Didn't know where it went. And then it's 6-4 Padres. Then Jason Adam, 1-2-3 inning, 1 strikeout. Robert Suarez, 1-2-3 inning. The last 2 outs of the game. Strikeouts for Robert Suarez, number 19, save-wise on the season, leading Major League Baseball. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Got to cut it short. I forgot Javi's not out anymore, so I did shows a little longer while he was out, but he's back, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say with this series having gone the way it did after the game today. And then you got the 4 in San Fran, and then you got the 3 in Milwaukee before you come back home for the Dodgers. All right, real quick, couple things to do before we get on out, get on up, get on out. Let's go.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Man, Wandy Peralta with a beautiful job in that rally of the Pirates when they scored that 1 run only in the 4th inning. That could have been a disastrous inning right there, and they would have had no chance to come back. So hard not to say that was the turning point. Obviously they scored the 1 run in the 6th, but the 4-run 7th inning in which they drew 4 walks, tremendous patience at the plate. Even a guy like Fernando, who's not hitting right now, he draws the walk, and that was just beautiful in that inning, by Fernando and by all those guys, because he draws the walk, right? And it was really that inning was the turning point of the game. It was the 4-run 7th inning for the Padres. Manny had the sac fly to give him the lead, Arraez with the single, and it was more like station to station. It was the patience. So we'll call it that 4-run rally in that inning. And, obviously a lot of guys played a role in that. There's one of them right there. Arraez had a couple of RBIs today, a couple of hits in this game, and just a tremendous job by him. And here's another guy who is right in the middle of all of it all day long. And when you're talking about Jackson Merrill, 2 more hits, had the RBI. Here's the guy who got him on the board first with the homer, and then with the sac fly gave him the lead in the 7th. Manny, why you bugging? So there you see Manny and Merrill, the Eminem boys, with a little celebration there. So the turning point, the 4-run 7th for the Padres. Turning point maybe for a season that might have been kind of hanging on the brink a little bit early. Haven't gotten anything in left field. Don't have that huge punch in the middle of the lineup. Adam and Suarez had been so shaky today as you're going on a crucial road trip against the Giants, who you have a 1-game lead on, 4 games in San Fran, and that for second place, not for the lead. Obviously, Dodgers in the lead. But then you go to Milwaukee, a perennial playoff contender. They're on fire. They've won 7 in a row, I believe, coming into today, the Brew Crew. So you think about that, right? And you go, wow, the mental outlook, the mindset of the Padres, of Suarez, of Adam, relief pitchers, they have such a short memory, right? Well, their memory right now, each is 1, 2, 3 inning, and seeing a lot of this for Adam and Suarez looking like they should. And that bullpen magnificent today for the Padres. Just absolutely tremendous in this game. Kept a minute for so long. And then, Morejon got the win. And then Adam gets the hold and Suarez gets the save. So tremendous job all the way across the board by the Padres today. Really, really good game. And so you got the turning point. Now we got just one more thing to do before we say goodbye. Here it is.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And there he is, player of the game, Manny Machado. I mean, is there anybody else? He had the homer to give him a 1-0 lead, the sac fly that made it 5-4. Barely missed a grand slam on that homer. That would have obviously put a huge exclamation point on that for Manny, but Manny's not bugging today. Great job by Machado. Had the tremendous play on that cutoff. Ran right at the runner on the 8-5-3 play that ended the inning there and, minimized the damage even more. So just a great day by Manny. And he just has a way. I said at the beginning of the show, Manny equals pro. So there's your player of the game, Manny Machado. 6-4 the final. The Pods go to 33-24. May was not a good month for them, but they get June off on the right foot, finish off the series, take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. Now they go, and again, they're in that stretch of 26 games in 27 days, going to San Francisco for a 4-game series, then 3 in Milwaukee. The Dodgers after that, going to be a busy month, right? And we're here after every game live, right after that Brewers series. You come home, no day off, right into the Dodgers. A 3-game series against the Dodgers, and then a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks. That Thursday is your only day off the whole month for the most part. And then you go to LA for 4. And then you got the Padres with the Royals coming in the end of June, and then the Nationals after that, and then you go to Cincinnati. But a huge month in the NL West. Teams playing each other. Going to be some separation. We're going to see what the Pods have, what's going to be, because I say every day, need a left fielder, need to be back in the middle, need a lefty starter, lefty in the bullpen. We don't know about King, how long he'll be out. We don't know about Sheets, what happened after he ran into the wall today. King was put on the injured list over the weekend with the shoulder. And so, yeah, it's a 162-game season, and it's Major League Baseball. But the one thing I will say, the sleeping giant, and I mean giant, Fernando Tatis Jr., we haven't had an explosion yet from him. He started the season red hot, 450 in those 5 games with a bunch of homers. And then April, pretty good month, I believe, at 323, and then 183 in May, and then 0 for today. But he drew a walk, scored a run. All those ways to impact the game. They run the bases so well. They squeeze the extra runs out of every situation. Their defense is phenomenal. All the little ways to win games that Mike Schilt always talks about were on full and complete display today. All right, one more time before we go. The final score, 6-4. Padres beat the Pirates. They go to 20-10 at home, and they are in second place ahead of the Giants in the NL West as they head to San Francisco. Obviously, big difference in coming from behind to win this game today and going to San Fran tied with the Giants as opposed to going with a 1-game lead. Not to mention you're going having taken 2 out of 3 instead of losing 2 out of 3, coming off a win. Your 2-star relief pitchers each were outstanding today. The bullpen's on a high. They were fantastic. Rotation's a little sketchy right now, but we shall see. And, in the opener of that series in San Francisco, they're going to have to score some runs, obviously, right? And it's going to be because they missed Paul Skeens over the weekend, which is good. They didn't announce a starter yet for the Padres for Tuesday's game of that 4-game series. And it right now says on ESPN that they hadn't announced a starter. But I had thought because Pivetta and Cease are going to start the last 2 games, I thought it was Kolek who was going to start the first game in San Fran. But we'll see how Schilt and Ruben Niebla line that up. So Morejon gets the win, and a great job by the Padres. 6-4 the final. Thank you so much for watching Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and let me tell you something. We are very happy to have you and pumped that you make us your first watch or listen every day. Myself and Javier Arraez, Locked On Padres Podcast, here on YouTube, on Roku, and, of course, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get those podcasts. That's a given. But if you haven't done it yet, make sure you go and check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Keep your game tight and your mind right, San Francisco. Thank you for watching Padres Postcast. Thank you for listening to Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Subscribe, hit the bell, and come on back tomorrow night after the game in San Fran.